If you receive Social Security, SSI, SSDI, or a U.S. pension, today's update deserves your attention because it focuses on how recent administrative actions and ongoing federal discussions affect benefit stability, communication, and expectations going forward. This is not an emergency announcement, and it is not about sudden changes, but it is important context that helps beneficiaries understand what is happening behind the scenes and what is not changing. This is Michael Harris with U.S. Pension Insight. Today we're walking through an important Social Security and U.S. pension update that has been released, explaining what is confirmed, what is still developing, and how it may affect retirees, disabled Americans, veterans, and fixed-income households across the country. With so many confusing headlines circulating, our goal here is clarity, not alarm. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to U.S. Pension Insight for clear updates you can trust. Let's start with the most important point right away. There has been no announcement of a new payment, no surprise reduction in benefits, and no emergency change to eligibility rules. Monthly Social Security payments, SSI, SSDI, and VA benefits continue under existing law. What prompted this alert is a combination of administrative guidance and public statements from federal agencies addressing operations, oversight, and longer-term planning. These updates often get misunderstood or exaggerated online, so it's important to separate fact from speculation. One confirmed part of this update involves how the Social Security Administration is managing routine reviews and record updates. Over the past several years, many reviews were delayed due to staffing shortages, system backlogs, and pandemic-related disruptions. The agency has now publicly stated that it is continuing to normalize these processes. That means income verification for SSI, medical and work activity reviews for SSDI, and general record accuracy checks across Social Security programs. This does not mean reviews are expanding or becoming more aggressive. It means previously paused or delayed processes are being handled more consistently. For Social Security retirement beneficiaries, this update does not change how benefits are calculated or when they are paid. Retirement benefits are still based on your earnings record, claiming age, and applicable cost of living adjustments. There has been no announcement of a mid-year increase, no special pension supplement, and no early COLA payment. Cost of living adjustments remain an annual process tied to inflation data, and any future adjustment would be announced well in advance through official channels. SSI recipients may notice more emphasis on income and living arrangement accuracy. SSI is a needs-based program, so eligibility depends on income, resources, and household circumstances. The update confirms that the Social Security Administration is continuing to use electronic wage data and other reporting tools to verify information. This does not introduce new limits or stricter rules, but it does mean that reported information must be accurate. If nothing has changed in your situation, you typically do not need to take action unless contacted directly. For SSDI beneficiaries, there has been concern online about work activity and benefit loss. This update does not change SSDI work incentive rules, trial work periods, or substantial gainful activity thresholds. Those rules remain in place. The agency continues to encourage beneficiaries to understand reporting requirements rather than avoid work opportunities out of fear. Any change to SSDI work rules would require a formal regulatory process and public notice, none of which has occurred as part of this update. Veterans receiving VA benefits alongside Social Security should understand that these programs remain separate. The update does not create new offsets or reductions to VA benefits because of Social Security changes. However, as always, certain income-based programs like SSI may count some VA payments when determining eligibility. That is not new and has not been expanded by this update. Another confirmed aspect of today's alert involves communication and customer service. The Social Security Administration has acknowledged that many beneficiaries experience delayed notices, confusing letters, or difficulty reaching representatives in recent years. The agency has stated it is working to improve clarity in written communications and expand digital tools. This includes encouraging beneficiaries to use official online accounts if they are comfortable doing so. This is optional, not mandatory. Paper mail and phone services remain available, especially for older Americans who prefer traditional methods. It is also important to discuss what this update does not include, because misinformation spreads quickly. There is no confirmed new stimulus check tied to Social Security, SSI, SSDI, or VA benefits. There is no holiday bonus, emergency relief payment, or automatic increase released today. Any future stimulus or relief payment would require congressional approval and would be announced clearly by federal authorities. Claims suggesting otherwise are not supported by official information. Some headlines use the word alert in a way that suggests urgency or danger. In this case, the alert is informational. It is meant to help beneficiaries understand ongoing administrative actions and avoid confusion when receiving routine notices. It is not a warning of benefit loss for the general population. Individual cases may still require action, but those situations are communicated directly to the beneficiary involved. You may be wondering what, if anything, you should do right now. For most people, the answer is simple. Make sure your contact information with the Social Security Administration is current. Open and read any official letters you receive, even if they seem routine. Respond by the stated deadline if information is requested. These steps help prevent delays or misunderstandings. There is no need to rush to file new applications or make changes unless your situation has actually changed. It is also a good time to be cautious about where you get your information. Social Security and pension topics attract a lot of misleading content because people are understandably concerned about their income. Be skeptical of claims that promise guaranteed money, immediate increases, or secret programs. Reliable updates come from official government sources and established news outlets, and they are usually covered calmly and clearly, not with dramatic language. Looking ahead, discussions about the long-term future of Social Security continue in Washington. These discussions are not new, and they do not mean immediate changes for current beneficiaries. Any major reform would involve legislation, public debate, and gradual implementation. Sudden changes to benefits for current retirees or disabled beneficiaries are extremely unlikely without long notice periods. For retirees relying on a combination of Social Security and a pension, stability is often the top concern. This update does not signal instability in monthly payments. It reinforces that programs continue to operate under existing law while agencies work on internal improvements and long-term planning. That distinction matters, especially when headlines blur the line between discussion and action. If you are receiving multiple benefits such as Social Security and VA benefits, or Social Security and a private pension, it's also important to understand how each program operates independently. This update does not combine or alter those systems. Your pension administrator and the Social Security Administration remain separate entities, each with its own rules and communication processes. As always, if you receive a notice you do not understand, take time to review it carefully. Many notices are informational and do not require immediate action. If action is required, the notice will usually explain what is needed and by when. Avoid making assumptions based on partial information or online commentary. Here at U.S. Pension Insight, our role is to translate official updates into plain language so you can make informed decisions without unnecessary stress. We focus on what is confirmed, what is still under discussion, and what actually affects your monthly income. That approach is especially important for older Americans and fixed-income households who depend on stability and predictability. To sum everything up, today's Social Security alert is about awareness, not alarm. Benefits continue, eligibility rules remain the same, and payment schedules are unchanged. Administrative processes are being normalized, communication is being improved, and long-term discussions continue as they always have. Staying informed, patient, and cautious with information sources is the best approach. This is Michael Harris with U.S. Pension Insight. Thank you for taking the time to stay informed with us. We'll continue to monitor official updates and bring you clear, accurate explanations you can rely on, so you can focus on your life knowing your benefits are being explained honestly and responsibly.